wedding season is it kind of, well, I mean, other than events and things like that, but wedding season is kind of, it's kind of at a lower right now.
Right
So
now.
I mean, but you don't just do weddings.
No, I do
What
baby showers, church events,
Mhm.
birthday parties, just anything. Not anything.
Sure, sure.
I will say no if
Yeah.
it's something crazy.
Yeah,
But yeah, just about. I do a lot.
nice. So
Hmm.
don't take the Lord to a strip club.
Oh no, we will not go into a strip club. You can. I will.
I
Drop it
will
off
not
at the
carry
door.
your nudie party.
You can pick it up. Okay.
And pick it up and take it over
That's
there.
right.
We just ain't gonna
We
listen
will
to
not
see all
get you
that.
there. No, sir.
Absolutely, there are standards.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. High standards.
and you have to have that. You have it going in business. I mean, you have to know,
Yes.
your
You do.
parameters. You are a business owner.
Yes.
That is your business. But then there are also things that will definitely buffet against you.
Right. I had to turn a client away a few months ago, and it didn't feel good, but I knew it wasn't right because of the way that the customer, the potential customer, was talking to me, and I wasn't, I couldn't do it. So
Yeah.
I just give him his deposit back and say thank you, but no thank you.
Yeah, yeah. And that's awesome.
Yeah.
And that's awesome. It shows integrity.
Mhm.
It's like, you can, but there are other options.
Right. Right.
Thank you, but no.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, and I said that because I know I was a few years ago. There was the cake baker that was fighting some legal stuff because he refused to make a cake for
Hmm.
the homosexual wedding or
Right.
whatnot. So that was some big things about that. You know, and I understand that, but my thing is like if it's my business, it's my business.
That's true. That's
You know?
true. So you, with it being my business or your business or anybody's business, you
Mhm.
have the right to service whoever you feel
Mhm.
you want to,
Right.
as long as you're not disrespecting them or treating them in a foul way or anything. You just let them know this is not what I choose to do. I can't do it, or I don't know. You handle it however, but always be professional in how you handle things.
Mhm.
I had a situation yesterday that I had to step in for my niece, and I did it professionally myself because it was business owner to business owner. And so she will get her money back, but they were not wanting to give her money back. And I said, hey, us as business owners,
Yes.
we have to
Yes.
bend over backwards for our customers at times, and sometimes our customers are not always the best,
Mhm.
but we still have to go the extra mile
Yeah.
to make them happy, whether we're happy or not. And customer service is key.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And unfortunately, I think in these days and times that lacks in business.
Hmm.
I mean, whether it be the rude person that you call and talk to on the phone, or the rude restaurant that you may go to,
Hmm.
or whether it be when you call you call a business and you get the automated thing.
Right.
You don't get a person's
Mhm.
voice. And I think that takes a lot of the intimacy
Right. It does.
out of being human.
It
Wanting
does.
to talk to someone and say, I have a question, but I gotta press 50 numbers to get to talk to the person I
Right.
really need to talk to, and I really need something handled. And I situations like that not long ago was like, well, and then you're on hold. So,
That's nerve.
but that's very nerve wracking. So what is Sharon James? What is the staple dish? What is the dish that people say? Yes, we have to continue to get the blank.
You have it right before you.
All right.
Actually, two of them.
Okay.
The shrimp and grits.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, God.
Uh-huh.
And my chicken salad.
Praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. You got some spoons and forks over there.
Yeah, yeah. I've been wondering. I said, well, I want to talk to you. I'm like, yep. Hold on for a second. Miss Walker, hold on. Go to commercial, man. I got some shit off my face on the camera. Yeah. But I mean, I can smell it. I can do that.
That's good.
I can smell it, and it smells delicious. Thank you so much for bringing that by. We really appreciate that. So what's coming up for you? What do you have coming up?
Oh, wow. I have a lot of things coming up, some things I can't discuss, but I
Okay.
do have a cooking class coming up, and that is based off of my second book, Pizza
Mhm.
Any Way You Want It.
Mhm.
I am going to have a dynamite class coming up on November 10th at Ellison Hall. It's located at 4010 Sterling Avenue, Kansas City, Missouri, 64134. 833. The tickets are $35.
Mhm.
And what you get for this class is you get a cookbook. You get that cookbook, pizza any way you want it.
Mhm.
We are going to, I'm going to come up with a couple of recipes to give the students, and we are going to just make pizza any way we want it. I'll have a variety of ingredients, different pizza crust that we can use, and we're going to say a prayer. We're going to discuss the scripture, and then we're just going to, just have fun, fellowship, and just eat. Yeah. I may have some.
May have anchovies.
Yes.
Salty fish.
Yes. So
if not, we'll buy sardines.
I'm going to find some of the craziest things I can find.
Yeah.
And we are going to have fun.
That's what makes it fun.
Yeah.
That's what makes it
I
fun.
may even have some jelly beans. Who knows?
Well, there you go. There you go. So why pizza? I mean, why would you be pizza?
Well, because I like pizza.
Mm-hmm.
Pizza is good.
It is.
And for me, it's very creative. And like I said, pizza any way you want it. You can. To me, there are no rules.
Yeah.
Do what you want to do.
Yeah.
If it's good to you, then hey, it's excellent. So.
Yeah. And the reason why I asked why pizza, I kind of just dumped out there, but as even as Americans, we buy a lot of pizza.
Mm-hmm.
And I forgot what the number was. I'm trying to look it up before we interview. But we went to a restaurant and they had, I forgot what the name of it, but they had pizza. You can put shrimp, you can put, spinach, you can put feta cheese, you can put an Alfredo base, and some basil and things like that. Yeah. And I just I said, I was going to go for it. I paid for it later. but it was really good. And it is because, I mean, they call it the pizza pie, because you can put whatever you want on it.
Right.
You start off with a base.
Mm-hmm.
The dough, the bread, as we talked about earlier, the flat bread, the naan, or whatever the case, or the pita, and then you create from there. It doesn't have to be a tomato base.
Right.
It doesn't have to be an Alfredo or olive or oil or whatnot. It could be just whatever you want your taste buds to be.
Right.
So is there an age? Is there an age range?
Well, for this particular class, I would say 18 and up.
Okay.
Yeah. In the future, I will do some for children, and I think that'll be really, really fun. I used to make, with my children when they were young. I have two boys. Mm-hmm. When they were younger, we would make pizza together, and that was a lot of fun. My nieces and nephews, we've done that.
Nice.
And so, we would bring back memories. We had some good times making pizza.
Yeah, it's awesome. Mr. Walker, we're going to take a quick break here real quick. Okay.
That's good.
All right. All right, we're going to take a quick break here. We'll meet you on the back on the other side.
Yeah, this is
standing actually with Mr. Charjay. And Charjay's
all right. How you doing? Okay, this is Lamin.
Oh.
So, okay, we just went into a break, so that's good.
Perfect timing, yeah.
Yeah, she's still here.
Hey,
good. Very comfortable.
And she brought. I'll let you talk to him right quick.
Good, yeah. Excuse me.
If he has something he wants to throw in there.
Hello. Man, peace, brother. How you doing?
I'm gonna give you a couple of minutes.
Yes, she is here. Yeah, she is here, and I'm going to show you some pictures of what she bought, man. But you can't have me. We'll show you the pictures. Yes, sir. Yeah. No. Yeah. I know. How are you? Good. Family good?
Is proud to sponsor
Good.
KUEW Radio. At Laurel and James Bank and Trust, we believe that home ownership builds strong communities. Whether you're looking for your first home or need
And we'll have to see if you can turn a couple of those dishes toward the camera when we go back home. Same way with your seasoning.
What's
because it's picking them up, but it doesn't see them as good. So.
Which one is she on this one here?
No, she's on this one.
Okay, probably just like this one. But yeah,
we got about 30 seconds.
Is there any questions? You got about 30 seconds, bro.
And we can bring him in on it.
To be all that you were meant to be and live out your dreams. So join me Tuesdays and Thursdays at 11 a.m. on KUAW.org or on your phone using the TuneIn Radio app. I'll be waiting Tuesdays and Thursdays at 11 a.m. on KUAW. Hey, this is
All right. Here's Mr. Walker. About to jump back on.
All right.
Okay, I'm gonna be putting you on live. Oh, okay.
We talked about technology in the community, how we can get our families involved in technology.
So I guess
You cut out on it.
This next segment, we'll just kind of talk about what you got going forward and things like that. As far as we already talked about some of the books, talk about what you kind of. Hello, all right. We are back in studio. This is Black Matters with Chris. Like I said, Lamin is out. We are standing in. We are.
So now
we are interviewing Sheriff J. Sheriff J's Catering.
That's what
here in
time is
Kansas
that?
City,
About noon.
Missouri. Sheriff J's Catering and delicious home cooked meals. All right. Listen. Delicious home cooked meals.
That's right, home cooked.
Home cooked.
Okay.
Home cooked. All right. That means at home. So I'm excited to have you here, and I hope that you're comfortable and everything. But I'm excited to have you here because, you know, oftentimes we talk about the disparities in our neighborhoods as far as the absence of home cooked meals. You know, and we talked about a lot of our food that we consume now is
now, can you record?
It fills the belly, but it really doesn't nourish anything. I mean, it makes you feel full. Right. But you know, I know she talked about a lot of different vegetables that you have in your food. I know scripturally back in the biblical days, they had barley and a lot of those things that were heavy in nutrients and things that
get together
when your body begins to break down, it goes to where it needs to go. I was reading somewhere where, you know, years ago, where they always say, chew your food 30 times, you know, you're like, you know, sitting there chewing all day. But there's a reason for that. And I found that out. It was mind-blowing that when you chew your food for more than twice and swallow, what happens is that as you're chewing it, your saliva begins to mess with the food, and what it does is it begins to break down all the nutrients that are needed to go to different glands and things like that, goes to different bloodstreams. And what that does is when it does that, the nutrients go to where they need to go, and then the waste goes to where it needs to go. As opposed to, you know, taking 2 bites and swallow and just sitting there.
You know, end it.
Yes, I'm guilty of that too. And
you know, if you can
I think it comes from just us not being so busy, and we sit down and we're rushing to eat. You know,
doesn't throw people off because it was a segment within itself.
And we don't take the time out to just like you have relax. And when it's dinner time,
now there may be some that you want
you know, we have
to go into
this instead of enjoying our family around us or ourselves or whoever we're with, and just
so that's something we'll need to look at and start
eat and relax. So that's I think that's where that
how we put something together because they can
swallow and not taking the time to
fit into
digest properly and things like that. That's where it comes from.
Absolutely. And that's why I kind of harp on the delicious home cooked meals. Because for me, it's more than it's more than just saying delicious home cooked meals.
That's not necessarily every time. Some news happens.
You know, when you talk about a home cooked meal, when you're at home, generally, if you picture a home cooked meal, you picture a big entertainment and everybody around it. You picture conversations. You picture laughing, joking, giggling, and fellowship. You know what I'm saying? And you picture just having people over, and that's why I pointed out the delicious home cooked meal. Because that's what it is. It's more than just a meal. It's a home. You know, and oftentimes that you know, some of the grandmothers still living that cook. You know, you talked about your mother being. Talk about your mother. She was a baker, yeah.
She baked. Oh my God, she cooked excellent. Okay. And but her bacon was out of sight. She would bake just breads and cakes and monkey bread and just anything that you could bake, she would bake it from scratch.
How's the colander?
Oh my God.
Okay, well, we'll probably
And
have to
I wasn't a
email and
cobbler
talk
eater.
about some, but we'll have to see how we can
Tell
make
my
that
man.
work.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, so
Yeah.
Thanksgiving, is your mother still with us?
She is.
Okay,
Yes,
good.
she is. I hope she's listening. Mama, you listening?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, well, it's on Facebook, so you can show it to her,
Right.
you know, whatever. But so Thanksgiving's
Yeah,
straight
let's
around,
work on that.
It
Let's
is.
work
Are you
on
busy
that.
then?
Send emails, whatever we
Last
need
year
to
I was
do,
really
do
busy.
conference
Yeah.
call.
Yeah,
Let's
that was
get
the
it
first year
together,
that I was
and
just.
that way we
I
can
don't
make it work.
remember cooking dinner for myself. I don't
Yeah.
even remember.
All right.
I was
How's the
busy.
wife?
I
How
know
the
I cooked
kids?
dinner for a few families,
Yeah.
and I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it, and so yeah, around the holidays I
Yeah.
do get busy, and the wedding season, things like that. Yeah,
Right.
of course.
And you have a team that you work with?
I
Okay.
don't have a permanent team, but I do have people that will come and help. But right now it's just myself.
Okay.
But
You do all this yourself?
I do, and I'm
Mhm.
praying for a team, but I have to have the right team. I don't want just anybody.
You know, that's funny. That man, our conversation is going.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
really, our conversation is going forward and back at the same
It
time.
is.
You understand that? It really is. It's going forward and backwards.
Right.
Because
That's okay.
no, really, because as it talks about the team, then you want the
get
right
to
team,
know
so it
some
goes back to customer
adjustments.
service.
Not like,
So you want the right team to
Not like
give you
you
the
just
best
walked off
quality
the-
customer service so
you
you
know,
can
to
serve your
another
customer.
block. So it's
And you
definitely
don't
gonna be an
want to lose
adjustment, but-
business.
No.
Yeah.
You are in business to make money.
Yes, and not everybody can handle food the way it's supposed to
Yes,
be handled.
no.
You can't. You have to have clean hands. You can't have on gloves. Gloves are to protect the customer. I've seen people have on gloves and they're doing this and doing that and touching everything. And I will ask you politely, and I've done it several times. Please change your gloves. Yeah, because you can't do that. You protect the
If I
customer,
can't get
not
all the way
you.
to Africa,
Not
maybe I
yourself.
can
Yeah,
just
you
stick
got
to
on
this
gloves.
Amazon.
To not do all that.
Right, and going
Right.
and all.
Yeah. So what's the future looking for as far as Mrs. Sharp?
Future looks really, really good. Like I said, there are a lot of things on the table right now.
The
Some I
ocean
can't
is right
discuss,
there.
but
Yeah,
the
it's
cooking
not-
classes, this is going to be the first one.
one.
Well, from the cookbooks.
Yeah.
I've done a few in the past, but a lot of more cooking classes,
Mhm.
and some more books are coming, and a lot.
Okay.
A lot.
A lot.
Okay.
Busy.
Well,
Busy.
appreciate it, man.
Business is good when it's a
Busy.
good business.
Yeah, I have some things that I am working on that I'm not going to put out yet.
All right.
Yeah,
Take
More
care.
books.
more
Uh,
books.
About 50 more
More
different
events.
seasons.
Yeah, more seasons, of
Yeah,
course,
yeah.
of course.
But that is awesome. That's awesome. I think people that deal with food and food service are special people because being able to cook a meal for somebody and to serve them and then to be happy about doing it, that's one thing. But to serve somebody and do it grudgingly, but to actually have joy in what you do, and it sounds like that's what you do.
I do. I really, really enjoy cooking. I really enjoy seeing the joy in
Mhm.
people's faces when they
Mhm.
eat and seeing
Mhm.
the little bellies all
Yeah,
warm and happy and things like that.
People face light
Yeah,
up.
1 seconds and thirds. I like that.
Yeah,
I do.
that's awesome. And I've never actually tried shrimp grits.
Really?
Sorry.
And the first time I ever had shrimp and grits was maybe 2 years ago. I
Yeah.
was in Houston, Texas
Mhm.
at Papa Do's. Everybody knows Papa Do's. And I had this shrimp and grits. And I'm like, this is good. I said, well, I can do it.
Yeah.
So that's where my shrimp and grits came from.
Nice.
The inspiration.
Absolutely,
Mhm.
absolutely. So I know you have some gift packs. Is this something that you get on?
Well,
What do you do?
actually, this was just something I put together. It has
Okay.
a sample of my season in there and my business card, just in some little pieces of candy, some kisses and mints.
Nice. Some kisses and some mints. That's for after.
After.
Yeah. Yeah, after.
I use garlic in a lot of my dishes, so you may want a mint afterwards.
So you have after the mint chocolate and mint. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. And I like garlic.
Love it.
And I didn't know how good garlic was for you.
Delicious.
And I was wondering why do I marinate stuff a little bit of garlic? Why don't saute things in garlic? I'm like, why don't I like garlic? But it's definitely good for you. There's something that I was reading also that talked about, the blood. It talked about oftentimes women get a lot of things that are bad for us. It thickens the blood, and when it thickens the blood, it's sticky. The blood begins to get sticky, and that's why it begins to get clogged arteries and things like that. You know, and I mean, they talked about, you know, in the future here, writing a book that's that speaks to a lot of those type of things, and that right there is going to take a lot of
Discipline.
lot of discipline, and a lot of help, or a lot of inspiration, obviously.
Yeah, I'll tell you this. I did a 21-day Daniel fast with my church, and that really inspired me. And of course, I went back to my bad eating habits, but
me too. I don't look feel bad by yourself, man. Come on, really. Me too.
But during those 21 days, I felt so good. You know, we were eating fruits and vegetables, drinking a lot of water, and doing a lot of praying and things like that. And it was so awesome. And I want that back. And so when I write the cookbook, I am going to do my fast and things like that. So it can be right and it can be pure. And I can't write a cookbook about good health and my health isn't right. You know, so that's coming up.
I can't tell you what to do if I ain't gonna do it.
Exactly.
I mean, I could, but then it wouldn't be really beneficial because it wouldn't be authentic.
So when the time is right, and I know God is telling me, Charlotte.
Do this thing. He said that to me too.
God is something else.
We must got the same God. Praise the Lord. He talking to both of us.
The same Father.
He ain't told me to write a cookbook, but he told me to lose weight. Amen. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord.
Yeah. So I will take that journey, and I will. I'll take it from there, and I'll do the right thing, and it will have to become a lifestyle. It will have to become a lifestyle. Because
oftentimes, you know, like you talked about, alluding to the 21-day fast and then going, you know, back and forth or whatever. You didn't say that, but I'm saying it for me. You know, kind of going back and forth. You know, you feel good, but the human will is strong. You know, and it's stronger than our bad habits. It's stronger than, you know, our just, I can't do it anymore. It's way stronger than that. You know, even when you have, you know, certain bad urges to do things, you know, after a while that passes. You know, and I'm saying that because, you know, when I have those urges to just, you know, eat donuts. I had donuts today.
I love donuts.
I had one. That's my confession, all right? She probably I thought we served God. But no, you know, and but that passes. And then when that passes, you know, you're like, oh, I made it. You know, and oftentimes when, you know, when we go on diets, it's just that, it's a diet. Maybe it's a diet for a year to lose 40 pounds, 50 pounds. It's a diet for 2 or 3 years. But what you said is what you said is a lifestyle. So it has to be a lifestyle. So it's not I'm gonna drop 50 pounds, I'm done, I'm good, I'm gonna go back to it. No, it's like I'm gonna lose 2 or 3 here, 2 or 3 here, 4 or 5 here.
I want to get to the point to where I don't want to think about how many pounds I lose. I just want to eat right. I'm tired of my knees being
feel good.
I want my knees to feel good.
Yeah, I know I get up in the morning. Listen, my birthday was October 13th.
Well, happy belated birthday.
I appreciate it. And I was 40. I turned 40. And
young man.
And you know what? Everybody says that. What a young man. Everybody telling me that. And the brother said, man, you're a young pup. So wait a minute, man. But I turned 40, and, you know, I had friends and family come over. We had, you know, we just had festivities or whatever. But for my 30th birthday party, you know, I had a gathering at Gates Barbecue, and I had friends and family, and I just brought everybody together and said, hey, listen, this is what it is. This is my 30. And if, you know, if I don't see none of y'all again, because I paid for it and everything, and I was like, you know, then that's fine. But some people fell off in a period of 10 years, and some people had been added to it. But for my 40th, you know, I'm a wife and kids and family and things like that. It was a different feeling as opposed to my 30. I was 30. I was coming out of my younger age. You know, I still had some of my homies and stuff. But my 40, it was like, you know, we just bought a new house. It was the new house with the family and friends and my children. You know, so and when I ended up doing that, I said, you know, this is what life has to be about. It's family. And that's one reason why I really wanted to talk to you or bring you on before Thanksgiving, before Christmas, because I didn't know if you'd be busy or whatnot. I'm pretty sure you probably would have. But also, right before we come up with our meal prep and our meal planning, what are we planning to eat? You know, how much thought are we gonna put into what we're gonna eat? Are we gonna continue to go to the same thing? Which, I mean, it's only one day a year,
right?
But still, you know, how much thought are we gonna put into that? You know, when we make something, or we use I don't know if people use lard. I don't use lard, but you know, we're gonna just put a bunch of lard in, or just put 2 pounds of butter in it, or we're just gonna season it with, you know, a lot of salt and things like that. Or we're gonna, actually give you a call and say, man, listen, Charge, how we order, some of your products, that way we can get in and say, you know what, hey, to change,
right?
And it's not, I'm all my desserts are just fabulous, but okay, I'm working on other stuff.
Right.
I'm working on not putting so much bacon and stuff in the in the other items that we put in there. But but then next year, if you come out with a dessert book or whatever, I don't know what you have the Lord has for you. But hey, instead of using so much of this, try a little bit of this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, and that's why I really wanted to talk to you, because I wanted, before the holiday season kicked off, what can we look forward to as far as doing those small little changes?
There's a section here in Cooking with Jesus substitutions. I have to find it, but you can there are several things you can substitute sugars for, or they say applesauce you can use instead of sugar, things like that, and ease up on the salt. You can use salt free, or you can use just less salt. It doesn't. I used to be heavy on the salt, and my mother would say, "Oh, that's a little salty." I'm like, "It's not a little salty," but I learned it doesn't take a whole lot of salt. There are other seasonings, garlic powder, onion powder, thyme, oregano, things that don't have salt, but they add flavor. So you can do that. And then when you're cooking your greens and things like that, you don't always have to have a piece of what they call salt pork or pork back or whatever. You don't have to use it all the time. You can use a turkey
smoked ham hock.
You can use a smoked turkey wing or drumstick or what have you, a piece of chicken wing or something. You don't always have to use that fat. So there are several different ways you can cut back on a lot of salt and fat and things in your food, sugar, things like that. But if you don't want to cook, of course, call Charge's Catering. I would love to cater your meals.
Absolutely.
Yes, I do meal prepping, things like that, the holidays, everything. Yeah.
You talked about a lot of salt, and what I found out is, oftentimes when you're accustomed to using a lot of salt, heavy salt, your taste buds begin to want that, or I think they're immune to it. Yes. So you have to have it, to taste your food, and oftentimes when we talked about the fast, when you go on that fast, it's like, when you come off of it, everything tastes brand new. So those are the opportunities to introduce your palates to new things, because if you're just used to salt, seasoned salt, whatever the case, if you don't have herbs and basil and the whole nine, which actually has flavor as opposed to just taste.
Right.
So those things have flavor and taste. And like I said, the salt, and it raises blood pressure.
It does.
Yeah.
It raises the blood pressure, and it just makes you ugly and a whole bunch of things.
Makes you feel bad.
It does. It makes you feel bad.
She's ugly. God bless her. Yeah. Well, and you talked about what you had coming up, your books and things like that. So that's awesome. And so how can people reach you?
Okay, you can reach me on my website at chargescatering.com, or you can reach me by phone at area code 816-866-7427, or email at chargescatering@gmail.com.
Nice. There it is. So listen, we thank you for everything you've done.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for everything you brought. Thank you for reaching back out to me. And, you know, I said, well, I guess she did. And you called me. I was like, oh, okay.
Pray about it first. I said, wait a minute now. You can't just reach out to me and I'm just going to say, yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's just like selecting a man today. I had to talk to God first.
Yeah. So she watches everything through the word. What's camera model?
I had to consult with my dad.
Yeah. You know what? Listen, we all can learn that lesson.
Mm-hmm.
We all can learn that lesson. You know, we all need to consult with the Lord in a lot of things.
We do.
Because oftentimes we don't, you know, and when we don't, we mess stuff up.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when we do that, see, all right. There's a plan that God has for everybody's life, but most of us probably know that. And oftentimes when we deviate from that plan, that's things happen.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's just like, you know, when if you know, if God's got my blessing over here, you know, and I'm over here, then I'll miss my blessing.
Mm-hmm.
But if the Lord really wants me to have that blessing, it's still going to stay right here. And then you can go all the way around. But there's a direct route going right to your blessing. Okay, yeah. There's a direct there you go. There's a direct route to your blessing that's right there. And then, you know, we go all the way around and then we pick up that. So
we do.
Like I told my mom, you know, our and this is my philosophy, our goal is to come down here to earth and to experience earth, but to make it back to heaven.
Yes.
But oftentimes, as you know, when we come to the earth and we experience earth, we experience earth and we love it.
We experience Jesus.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what I'm saying is oftentimes when we come down here, we lose our way. You know, and we don't make it back. You know, and we had a conversation. My mother, she had cancer a couple of years ago, so she went through chemo and everything, and it was tough. You know, it was tough for me just, you know, to see the strongest woman that you know, especially my mother, battle that, you know, and go through chemo and stuff. That was tough.
Yeah, sure.
You know, so I was at work that day, and we talked just about every day, and I said, you know, I had to really thank God just for the fact that I can call mother and say good morning.
Mm-hmm.
You know, something as simple as saying, even when she calls me, it's simple as saying, she's at my little ones right now, you know, but something as simple as saying, hey, Ma, good morning.
Right.
You know, I think we take for granted.
We take a lot for granted. We do.
You know, I mean, just saying good morning, the ability for me to say that and then for her to respond back. You know what I'm saying? My best friend lost his mother years ago, and it was hard for him. But, you know, like I told him, I said, man, you know, while she's alive, you got to treat her better. He didn't treat her the best.
Mm-hmm.
And when she passed, it was tough, you know, and I told my mom, I don't tell her as much as I should that I appreciate her, but, you know, I should. She knows it, but I should, you know. But it was one of those moments where just, you know, I thank God for being able to say, Mom, good morning.
Mm-hmm.
Simple as that.
Yeah, some people don't have that opportunity anymore to say good morning to their mother. So what we need to do is wake up every day and say good morning to God. Make sure we give him his honor and praise and bless him and thank him for all the things that we have, you know, and that's important.
You know, and Bob's been on his microphone in talking to the community that is local here and our local, but we're also on the internet. So I know that oftentimes your words have power, your words have meaning, your words have substance. And, you know, I don't want to get on the microphone on the air and just say whatever, because there are people listening and there's people that are, you know, depending on which way a conversation goes, can gravitate toward that. So, yeah, I don't take it. I try not to take it for granted to what we say. You know, people like, okay, I need to do better.
We need to do better. Yes, people, we do.
Yeah. So, what would your inspiration be to someone that, you know, maybe something that you've learned along the way?
Basically, if you have unforgiveness in your heart, if you have unforgiveness, you need to forgive people, because unforgiveness, I've learned, causes a lot of the diseases that we have in our bodies now, cancer being the number one, and stress, arthritis, things of that nature. So if you have unforgiveness and you know God, even if you don't know God, you need to forgive people and just move on with your life. And that's all I can say. Unforgiveness, we need to forgive a lot of things, some things that we've gone through in our past, or maybe the other day we're mad at somebody. I'll never speak to you again. We can't hold that grudge. We cannot. So we have to forgive people, regardless of what they've done to us, because we're holding that in and we're hurting ourselves. And that person has moved on with their lives and they're happy and doing everything. And we're upset.
Forgot all about it.
For
the most part. Yeah, and you're still mad.
Right.
Every time they come around,
Your face is turned up.
Every time they come around, you like this. And they're like, "Hey, what's going on, everybody?" You still sitting in the corner in your mess.
Mad.
You're mad at them.
Why?
You hurt yourself. And you internalize that.
Yes.
And when your body literally breaks down.
It does.
Because it does hold anger, and the chemicals and things like that literally breaks your body down for unforgiveness. That's why the Lord says you have to forgive people 70 times 7.
Yes.
You have to get that off of you. You hold that against people, then that's against you. So and I've been wrong from people, and I've wronged people. And I've had to literally say, listen, even if they never ask for forgiveness, I gotta let you go. I can't hold that. And because it bothers me. So that's that. Listen, that's my word. I'm sticking to it.
Right.
Right. So that's my word. I'm sticking to it. Yep. So is there? Oh yeah. No, there we go.
There you go.
All right. So this here, we'll flash through here. This is something that you brought in.
Yeah, they not real pretty right now, but I just brought you all some snacks. And what it is a garlic and herb chicken wing in there, one of my deviled eggs, some chicken salad, some crackers, and some cheese and grapes in there. And then I brought some samples of the shrimp and grits. And this is more chicken salad with bacon. The other one in there has no bacon.
Yeah, if I can see, my fingernails are rough, but I don't even, so yeah. See, we don't even do all this type stuff. You don't even have all this type stuff here. So, I got all kind of stuff hanging on. But anyway, thank you so much.
Thank you. And the last thing I want to say is
Yes,
always invite Jesus into your kitchen, invite him into your heart, invite him into your life, and you cannot go wrong. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Worse than everybody. From a woman that meets a lot of people.
Yes.
And is blessed to serve people.
Yes.
Which is the greatest service.
It is a blessing.
It is.
It is.
Yeah, I used to wait tables, and the difference between the waiters that cared and the waiter that didn't care just for the tip, big difference.
Major.
Big difference. I met a lot of people that requested me. So thank you, Mr. J.
Thank you for having me, Mr. Jackson.
Thank you. I appreciate that so very much. And so you've got all that information. One more time before we get out of here.
Okay, my website is charjayscatering.com. My email is charjayscatering@gmail.com, and my phone number is 816-866-7427.
There it is. That's fine. That's a happy Thanksgiving and Merry Christmas.
Thank you. And God bless everybody.
And bar mitzvahs and birthdays and all that. Thank you. All right, so listen, we're gonna go ahead and we got a few minutes. We got any announcements?
If you got anything the fundraiser.
Yes, I alluded to that. Okay.
Yes, we do want to remind everybody that in 2 hours, or not 2 hours, about 1 hour now, 6 o'clock, we're going to start our fall fundraiser to run from 6 until 10 p.m. So we're going to be on the air straight. All the shows will still be on, but we're going to be in fundraising mode through that. So tell your friends now, get in touch with them, and let them know to come to kuaw.org or come to Facebook at the KUAW-LPFM 985, or they can listen to us on TuneIn. But this is community radio. We got a couple of donations in today in the daytime, people that have been seeing our post about the event. So all of you out there listening, let everybody know different show hosts are going to be coming in. You'll get to meet a lot of the personalities that are at the radio station. and we're just going to have a great time and raise funds. I mean, this is a community radio station supported by listeners like you guys. So we want everybody that's listening, and we have a contest going on. So whatever show you like, you can donate in the name of that show, and we'll see whose show raises the most money. So if you like Black Matters with Chris and Lamin, when you make your donation, just either, if you do it on PayPal, put in the notation that it's for Black Matters show. If you do it over the phone, if you call us with a donation or something, just let us know whose show it is that you got you to KUAW. So the ones that win this, or that the highest rating, yeah, the person that the show that gets it, they will get a plaque on the wall that we'll have up here for a month over the show that is the winning show. So we're going to make a little certificate, and we're going to frame it, and it'll be on the wall with the show that raises the most money over this 4-hour period, or really over the last few days and stuff. So if somebody's already donated, hopefully you put the name in there. But from 6 to 10, if you're going to make that donation, and you can make a donation at any amount. It can be $5, $10, $20. We had a couple of $100 donations. We're trying to raise $2,500 in the next 4 hours. So if you want to help us raise that $2,500, be sure and get in touch with us. And stay tuned and be back here at 6 o'clock. That's all we've got. So Chris, I'll let you take them out.
All right, thank you, Mr. Walker, for that update. That is tonight in about an hour or so. We do have our fundraiser. Thank you so much for those who have donated and people who will continue to donate to the community radio, KUAW.org. All right, so we'll go ahead and wrap it up. Thank you, Ms. Cheryl J. once again for coming in. All right, everybody's got information. So on that note, we're going to go ahead and say peace. God bless you.
Yeah, because I'm ready to sample this food.
Yes, right. All right. I was wondering why he kept licking his lips over there, man. Mr. Walker, you all right? I had to find a tissue, man.
Yeah.
Well, God bless everybody, man. Have a great evening, man. And once again, we'll say thank you for listening to Black Matters. Definitely stay tuned. Donate. Keep us on the air. Keep us going, man. We appreciate you guys so much. Thank you. God bless.
God bless.
All right.
I don't know what came.
Just started.
But I want to donate one of these books.
Oh, okay.
This piece any way you want it. You handle it however you want to have.
Yes,
you know,
ma'am.
somebody calls and want to
Absolutely.
Or if they can win
donate
it.
to your
Yeah.
show, yeah.
Yeah. Right on. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll, Mr. Walker, I'll lay it over here.
Okay.
And then we'll
put that for Black Matter. Anybody that wants to donate to Black Matters
Yeah.
can get a free, we'll give the book.
give a book. Yeah.
Okay.
All
Thank
right.
you a lot.
Thank
Sure.
you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
That's a $15 value.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll make sure we
You will let them know that.
Yes, Lord.
We at least need to get
Yeah.
$25 out of you to give you a $15 book.
Yeah,
So that's, that'll be a good,
I am.
good thing for that we'll push that out.
That's how that church was. Everybody can give an offering. I'll see you later.
Yeah,
Talk about donuts. You start sneezing.
Yeah, so they were the shrimp and grits.
Shrimp and grits is right here.
That's what I want to check out. I don't think I had that at Papa Do's when I was down there.
I hope you like it.
Let's see, cheese.
Well, it's got two of the good foods in there. I like grits, I like shrimp.
See, and I'm not a big fan of grits, but I've never had them. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's good seasoning. My wife will miss it. She left out of here.
Really?
Yeah, because she does a show at 2, and she had left before you came. I texted her. I said, well, they had a caterer. She brought snacks, but I won't be hungry. I get home this evening.
It's enough to share.
Yeah.
No.
We got about an hour or so. We get home in 20 minutes. Yeah. Is that cilantro there?
Yeah.
Oh man,
Love
see,
cilantro.
some people
Yeah,
think
it's
cilantro is good. And some people think cilantro tastes like soap. I love cilantro.
I love it.
Pico.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can grow your own cilantro.
Right.
Yeah.
That grows easy. We've got some in the backyard.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, they come back every year.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm gonna leave this chicken one. Y'all can, this is, $4.50, so at least get $10.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
Because yeah, I'm a barbecuer, so I experiment with different seasonings.
Okay.
Trying to have some people come over and like, oh, what's that? I can't tell you.
Right.
I can't tell you.
I've never had shrimp and grits before.
Really?
Never. And I'm actually glad that this is my first opportunity because I probably would be like, if somebody else would cook it, I'm probably like, yeah, I really don't care. But this is really good.
Thank you.
This is really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's got chicken sausage and crab
Mm-hmm.
and shrimp, and of course those delicious grits.
What'd you season it with?
That
Which
and
one?
some other
This
stuff.
one here? Yeah.
And
Nice.
then the salt free one.
Yeah, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
That was good.
Well, yeah, I see you throwing your little container.
Yeah.
That's another one.
He said that was a memory. That was good.
Yeah. Well, when she mentioned that, when she said shrimp and grits, I thought, that's a combination I ain't had.
Yeah.
And that way it's fair.
I'm a grits eater because you know how you were talking we did the diet, and that's when you think about food all the time.
Yeah.
When you do the Jonathan.
Yeah.
But yeah. Shrimp and eggs are my main.
Right.
I mean, eggs and grits are my main thing and stuff, and bacon bits and stuff like that. But when she said shrimp, I said okay. And I've had fish and grits.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what were we at that they did that? I don't know. We were in Florida, but they had the fish and grits.
Right.
But I didn't have shrimp and grits.
Mm-hmm.
I thought, okay, let me try that out. And that's seasoned more of a dinner meal.
Yeah.
Or a lunch meal than a breakfast
right.
meal. Because when I came out, we only ate grits in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
You know, other than breakfast, you didn't eat grits no more. Then they started coming up with all these dishes that, oh, you can eat that anytime of the day.
You want to, yeah.
But yeah, she grew up with a lot of the northern people would have mentioned grits, they'd look at you funny.
Yeah.
My family out of Louisiana, and we grew up with grits.
That's all y'all continue to talk.
I know, try it.
What's that, the chicken salad?
That's the one with bacon.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, inside the container has no bacon.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's see what the...
That's a chicken salad with bacon and pineapples. Mm-hmm. And then here it just has pineapples in there. And there's a little wing.
Yeah.
So how long you say you've been doing this?
The chicken salad?
No, catering business.
Oh, since 1999.
Oh, okay.
Off and on. Of course, you know, I was just being hard-headed, doing what I was supposed to do. And
so you've been doing it a while.
yeah, a little while.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're running to people sometimes that just started the business.
Yeah.
Right.
But you've been doing it
I've been doing it for a while, and I recently, I won't say recently, but I'll say the last 3-4 years I've been really trying to push it full time. Now it is full time. This is all I'm doing. But
oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I was let go from my job, and I'm like, okay, guys.
Oh.
He said you're gonna trust me. I said,
I
I mean, you know, then the bank account started going.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, okay.
Well, you gotta do something.
Yeah, it's like okay, because he's like, I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah. Sometimes we have to be pushed into our
Oh,
calling.
yeah.
Yeah.
He pushed me for sure.
Yeah, we get comfortable where we are.
Very comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Making really good money.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, God, okay.
But now that's your background, beautician. Is that what you're talking about?
Well, sort of. But then I moved into private home care,
Okay.
taking care of the elderly.
Yes.
And so that was a very, very lucrative
Mm-hmm.
job, and you know, it's very good to me.
Yeah.
And then I got tired of it, and I was like, oh, I'm tired of it. It's like, okay, just hang in there. And then I prayed again one day, and the next day they called me and said, well, we don't need you anymore. And I'm just back.
Yeah.
But yeah, you look for a new beginning, and sometimes it just comes up on you. Yeah, but that's good. Oh, I just stopped that stream.
But I really enjoyed myself today. I really did enjoy myself.
You got us in there eating grits on camera.
I know.
Oh Lord, yeah, they partying now.
Yeah,
Camera's off.
well, I was trying this camera
we
because
on Facebook?
no, on YouTube.
On YouTube.
Oh.
I was trying this camera, yeah, because YouTube I had blocked out with the commercial stuff that we were running. But I just bought this camera today because we used to be on YouTube and Facebook. I got some new software and it wouldn't let you be but on one at a time.
Oh.
I couldn't split it. So I said, okay, I'll get a third camera. I've got another computer and get back to running YouTube also because I want us to be on all of them. So it was like, okay, I figure out a way that we can get that. So got it hooked up. I think we'll be able to make it a go.
Right.
But pretty soon we're going to need just a person to work video. I got to get another table, got to rearrange things so that we can have a person working the video side and the audio separate because it gets it's a lot of different buttons to push. And to try and get somebody else in here and train them on all of it's going to be interesting too. But we got to work toward that.
Right.
Because you got 4 or 5 buttons to get this going, to get that just like this. Got to remember to turn this on, turn that off, turn that off. And sometimes my wife would text me and say, "Hey, I still hear you." Oh, okay.
I know I've been listening to it. Hey, you're hot, man.
I've looked at my text and she said, "Hey, we can still hear y'all talking today."
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You know what I mean?
Right.
But that's why I'm not, like I tell people, they don't live to talk about people.
That's
So
right.
you don't have to worry about it. I ain't said nothing bad about nobody. So.
Yeah, my old pastor told us years ago, they used to meet every other day, every couple of days, and they would go and they would talk about everybody at the church. Oh, do you know this did this? Do you know what sister did this? And she said one day she was leaving that house and she forgot her little bread that she was bringing. So she ran back in the house and she got there late. When she got there late, she went up to the front door and about to knock on the door. I heard them talking about her. Changed her whole life.
Yeah.
I bet it did.
Every day they talked about everybody, but the day she got there late and she went to go knock on the door, she said they heard her talking. She said she heard her talking about them.
Yeah.
They heard talking about her.
We talking about whoever ain't here.
Right.
See, and that's why I said no.
So is this staying here?
Yeah, those are staying there. Those are some bookmarks.
Yes, ma'am.
And got my little face on there back there.
Okay.
Tells a little bit about just a little bit about me and the book.
Absolutely.
And some cards.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well,
All right.
thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's so nice meeting you. Thank you. I enjoyed myself.
Absolutely good.
Excellent.
I was hoping when you came. I said,
Thank you for
sir.
coming through. It's a pleasure.
Y'all can have me back
trying
again.
to make sure.
Yeah, I was
people-
gonna say we'll have to get you back.
Yeah.
We'll welcome you back in here to see how things keep going.
Okay.
It's always a pleasure to have,
Yeah.
especially business that one of our guys, Tyrone, was doing a thing this summer because he's a school teacher, so it was off for the summer. But his whole shows were talking about black businesses
Okay.
and how do we support black businesses and bringing black business people on. So he'd have 1 or 2 on every week through the summer and stuff. But we've got to do that, and that's what will make us a little different. As rather than just being a music station or something.
Right.
Like we're doing something and people are getting to meet or see people that they don't see all the time. Or don't know about it. Man, I don't know that case. I didn't know we had people that did that. So that's what is our little niche, baby. That's another part that makes us different.
Okay, well, you gentlemen have a good
All right, you too.
Take care.
All righty.
I'll walk you down.